Well, welcome back, everybody. It's a beautiful another day in the shop here. I wanted to show you something about the new pistons that we got. So this is the old one, and there's nothing wrong with it on this one. I do have one of them that's bad, but you notice they say front, well, front right there. And the reason they do that is because I'm going to go get the mic and I'll show you there how much that pin is off. That pin is off to one side. Okay, so this is estimation at best. Let's see, I'll unlock that a little bit. And what we're going to do is come back to where it looks right. Then we'll go to the other side. And as you can see, we are nowhere near at the edge of that wrist pin. About 1/8 of an inch off center. Well, it'd be a 16th off center is what it is. About 60 some thousandths. So these ones here, got a mess here already. Try to keep my new ones clean. These ones here, they elected to just put in the middle, which I'm surprised. You know, modern engines, that's even on that side, and it's dead even on that side. So this is not marked front or back. But I will tell you from standard practice, and I'm going to do it, where it's marked standard, put that towards the front. It's just, you should have consistency, I believe, but there is no front and back these. If it wasn't for the fact that the compression was raised on these are a higher compression piston than what I had originally. This is a regular flat top. So it'll give a little more, you know, a little more power, not a lot, but a little. The reason that wrist pin is offset is strictly for noise when it's cold. The side that's shortest, see if I can explain this right to you. When that, yeah, so when this is running on a normal deal, right, your connecting rod's in there, it's hanging off to the side, and this is the power stroke. So it's pushing on this side over here, the short side, pretty hard. Now when it goes back up on the compression stroke, they've got it over this way so that it doesn't put as much load on the other side. It lessens it. And when it goes up and goes over center, it doesn't have that want to slap. And it tends to quiet the engines down. That's the only reason they do it. You know, there's a lot of load on this side of the piston, whether that's offset or not. That's just floating on a skim of oil. So, yeah, nothing major. Just wanted to show you that. I got to go clean that rod and then we'll mount her up. Well, we got the old Ultra Slick here. It doesn't matter on this, actually. You can use just regular oil, but this is what I got out. And it doesn't take much because you only got about 1/2 thousandths or less on here for clearance, so you're going to push 90% of it right off. Just a skosh in the eye of the rod. Make sure that bushing's coated a little bit. Now, I like to take where it says standard, that's going to be the front. Even though it's a non-directional piston, I'm still going to make it directional. And on these particular rods, the cutout always goes towards the front side. So we're going to put them together like this. Not that they need to be, just because, well, I'm funny that way. I like to have consistency. Come on. Get that rod bushing started in there straight. There we go. Nothing to it. Then you set her up here on the vise, which I did wipe down. These are pretty straightforward. Have a lot of people say whether they go up, whether they go down, you know, which way's right. Really doesn't matter. You just got to make sure they're snapped in like that. and I like to put them down. That's just me. That's nothing to do with what needs to be done. As slow as the RPM is on these tractors, you can put them sideways. On a racing engine, maybe not. Come on. But these old girls, you ain't never going to turn them hard enough, you know, to have these things here start springing and letting loose. Oop. And if you do take them and turn them half a turn like that, you'll know whether they're in that groove 100%, because you can just tell. Oh yeah, get that old snot off of there. That's a little heavy to have on the cylinders, so you want to keep that clean. We'll just put regular 1030 on it when we put it in the tractor. Straight 30, anything you want. Oil rings are a no-brainer. Just put this around and roll these on. And you can roll these on one shot, just like so. Put it right in the top one first, and they'll just roll right in. Put it on the bottom, opposite side. She'll roll right in. Nothing to it. Let's see what they got for the next one. This one says top on it right there. There. This is just an old, inexpensive set. And I got some better ones somewhere, but you know, you try to find stuff. Whoop. Yeah, of course, went right into the one I didn't want it. Come on. Like I say, they make better ones. Beautiful. Make sure that moves good. You know, these are all marked top, which is kind of handy. Now the compression ring. Does not have a top marked on it. No, it's chrome ring, probably that's why. Anyway, put her in the hole. Now, these all want to be staggered when you start, but rings do tend to walk in the rings. There'll be times in its life where it will be lined up, and then it won't be an hour later. So, you know, you try to get them though so they're staggered when you start, and then whatever they do in life, they do. Let's go on over to the tractor and we'll slide this one in. This is number one. Okay, before I put this in, I'm going to verify, because I want this mark to be to the front. The number one is right there, which is towards the cam side. And I put cheaters on there so I don't mark up my crank. Come on. Pretty small bore for this particular ring compressor, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, we'll try that. Line everything up. Beautiful. Now we'll move this stuff out of the way. Get a rod bearing, because I don't have the bearings in it yet. Usually, or a lot of times there when you're knocking them in, the bearing will just fall out anyway. They shouldn't, but a lot of times they do. And, perfect. I'll show you how that just runs it up on the crank there on the other side. That piston should stay in there with a ring compression, a ring drag. But this is why you put those cheaters on. You know, you can see it just, and it'll come right up by it. We'll sneak a bearing in there and we'll push her up. Okay, I'm going to reach underneath and thump that up. I did not put any oil on that, so I'm actually going to put the plastic gauge to it. So I got to go get some and I'll be back. Well, I've always had plastic gauge around here, but I squirted oil all over it. She'll be good. I thought I had some. I do not. So we're going to do the old method. When you're commercially building tractor engines and stuff, take a very small hammer. It doesn't have to be anything very big. And we just snug stuff down ever so gently. Just till it comes in. And then we will torque it. Yeah, plenty of clearance. She moves right back and forth. Now I don't have it torqued, but it's up there pretty good. Yeah, right here beside of it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that floats right back and forth. So you're not binding anywheres on the bearing. According to my calculations, there should be about between 1/1000 and 1/1000 on here. So it should be fine. So anyway, we're going to go get the torque wrench and I'll torque that and we'll make sure it still moves. And if it does, we're going to call it a win. Okay, I just torqued these both to 40 pounds. You can see I might have to move this one just a skosh tighter. If I do, I'll move it. This one here looks like it's right on the money. So I think I can get my cotter pins in both of these probably real close. They give you up to what, 49 I think, 40 to 49. So I stopped at 40. If I need to go a little more, I won't be over torquing it too bad. Yeah, so once you get things torqued up, we'll try this here, see if this will go. Yeah, that one will go. Yeah, they're just snug. Beautiful. So, if we tap that in, just like so. That is how I like to do it. This one here, I'm going to have to pick it up a little because it's hitting the cat. Come on. Yeah, I'm getting both pieces and I don't want both pieces. There we go. So now, take this one here, bring it right back over. I like to kind of tap them down around, that way they ain't tearing you up quite as bad. And I'm going to get a screwdriver and just tap that down. Right here, a screwdriver. Yeah, that one's going to run on the cap a little. But when you get those done, they shouldn't, you know, if you touch them and they're wiggling around, you probably don't have them tight enough. Because this thing goes around so many thousands of times and it changes directions all the time. So you know, then we'll just sit there and work and wear themselves out eventually if they're not tight. Anyway, time for number 4 piston and rod. And it's going to be exactly the same as this one. Still plenty of side clearance. Now, as you can see, I got it in right, the standards towards the front. We're going to do that with all of them. Once you get a set of rings on a piston, you got to go ahead and bolt in your sleeves, or you'll start jacking your sleeves up and down when you turn it over. So anyway, I just did that. These are not tight. They're just barely tight enough to keep the washer from moving, because you don't want the washer to get out here in your way. So you just kind of move it back. That's a 1/2 inch bolt by 3/4. So just a 1/2 inch by 1 would probably work, but you got to be careful. Just be mindful of that. And I'm going to go ahead, lay it down, and slap some more pistons to it. I'm not sure if you can see those honing marks or not. I don't know what's better for the camera, actually, back here or where, but yeah, I can still see the crosshatch from the honing that was done back in 1980. So the rods are really in good shape. Anyway, I'm going to go mount this one up same way as the rest of them. So I just thought I'd show you this math here. This right here is a connecting rod, actual housing bore, after you torque it down. I've measured 2 of them. They both came out. One of them was 0.2, one was 0.3. This right here is the thickness of the bearings doubled. So you subtract that, and this is actually what the inside of the bearing is without using plastic gauge. This is what the shaft diameter is. You subtract them out, we're running between 1.1 and 1.2. So we're right on the money for the tight side. And I can live with that. I was hoping to have some feeler gauge, that plastic gauge to show you, but anyway, we can do it with math just as easy. Well, I got 3 of the pistons and rods in. All I got left to do is just put the cotter pins in. Them 2 will be done. Everything's fitting perfect. About 1/1000 clearance. Actually a little more than 1/1000, so I'm happy with that. This right here is where the problem come in. I opened up that box. It was the bottom one in the bag, so I know I had never had it out. And that's all that was in it. 1/2 a bearing. So I've already ordered another one. And, you know, it won't be here till next week. So I got all kinds of sub-assemblies I can do. I can do the head. I do want to check the valves. I haven't even looked at that yet. I doubt that bad, because I remember, I'm pretty sure we put new valves and guides in it in 1980. And a couple thousand hours, they're probably good. But you never know. They might be wore out. If so, we'll order some more crap. But anyway, I'm going to be cleaning. I probably won't do any more videoing today. So anyway, I don't know if I really had much to inform you today other than how to check for bearing clearances without plastic gauge. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on the next one, hopefully. And don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, catch you later and keep safe, everybody.